How to make your first $5,000 as a complete beginner through real estate wholesaling. Hey yo, what is going on everyone? Devin Knupp here, coming back at you with a brand new video. And in today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down how to make your first $5,000 as a real estate wholesaler. And if you don't know what wholesaling is, it's basically where you're flipping contracts. Basically, you're finding a property at a deep discount and then you're selling this house for more. You're basically selling this piece of paper for more. And inside of here, I got 3 different things I wanted to talk about as to how to get started. And with this, I'm picking $5,000 just because it's kind of a number that as a goal, a lot of people look into as far as getting into real estate and real estate wholesaling. But obviously these tactics inside of here, once you close $5,000, it's pretty simple to make $10,000, $50,000, $100,000. You literally just keep replicating this process and you can make more and more money through this business model. One of the cool things about real estate wholesaling is it's probably one of the best business models out there because first of all, you get to learn about an important asset known as real estate. Real estate is one of those assets that if you invest into it, you own a bunch of properties, you can make a lot of passive income, you can make income really quickly if you decide to do some fix and flip projects, and the list goes on. They say the average millionaire makes their first $1 million from real estate. And if you think about it, most people, they buy a house, they live in it for the rest of their lives and then keep paying down the mortgage or whatever it may be. And then over time, they build up equity through just owning this house. And so if you're able to speed up that process, and like I'm only 20 years old getting into this business, so if you can speed up this process and instead of becoming a millionaire by the age of 50 through real estate, you can become a millionaire by the age of 22 or whatever age you are, add 2 more years and become a millionaire by that age, all just from real estate. And what's nice is this tactic gets you into real estate very, very quickly. And so with this, like I said, I'm gonna be breaking down 3 different things. I got a list for you guys as to, from the top level, what's the most important, and then from there, kind of a couple of different tactics inside of here. And so the first thing that is the most important when you're getting started and making your first $5,000, and you guys are gonna hate me for this, but it's so true. And if you just keep hearing this over and over and it just seems like some basic advice, but I'm gonna explain why, it's just, that's the most important part. And so once you understand that, you're gonna be able to take this off to the next level. And so the first part is the mindset behind why you're doing this, kind of what's going into it. And really, if you think about it this way, if you were to take one person that's a complete beginner with no money, and let's say you take someone that's made $1 million through real estate wholesaling or whatever business you're talking about, and they lost all their money. So they both had no money, but this person has a perspective, has the mindset, has the mentality of what to do correctly. They've gone through it, they've done all the skills, and this person really has nothing. Who do you think is gonna make the first $5,000 first, or the first $10,000 first? It's pretty obvious, the guy that's already made a few $1 million versus the person that has no idea what they're doing. And that's why you see a lot of people that go into hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt be able to come out of it and become multimillionaires. And this is all through the mindset, the perspective, and the mentality behind it. Obviously there's a few skills and everything, but skills are kind of like the top level basic principles of a business. Wholesaling is really simple. You just really have to find motivated sellers, someone that's willing to sell your house at a discount, and that's about it. But what's more important than just the principle and the skill, it's the mentality behind it, the mindset, knowing, like going in there with confidence, knowing that they can do it, having the ability to just go in and just be like, yeah, I'm gonna be able to help you out. I'm going to be able to help you get rid of this property. We're gonna be able to close quickly. It's gonna be super convenient for you. And it's all said and done. And then if you understand that basic principle, you're gonna be able to go out there and close a deal pretty quickly, honestly. The rest of it, like if you understand that, really that's the only part that you need to worry about. And then from there, everything else kind of happens. Like it doesn't take that much work. The most important part is finding that deal. You can easily find a buyer after you find a good discounted property. If the property is 70% off, minus the repairs, whatever it may be, anybody's gonna be willing to take that property. And if you understand that principle and just realize, hey, this is another day in the life, you're gonna be able to go out there and close a deal quickly. And another thing as well, a lot of beginners I see happen is they get hung up on this one deal. There's a lot of excitement in closing this first deal, and you find some sort of discounted property, but they truly aren't a motivated seller, so you get stuck on this one property because you think it's a deal. But you don't know that if you just keep working on deals and just realize, hey, this probably isn't a deal right here. If it does close, awesome, I just made some good good money, but I'm gonna close some more deals in the future. Because if you just stop everything that you're doing just for this one deal that you think is a deal, then you are kind of screwing yourself over, because you're missing out on the opportunity for these other deals that you could be working on, that you could be building up your pipeline, and just focusing on this one deal. So don't focus on the one deal. Just keep generating leads and do whatever you can to find that motivated seller. And when you find a motivated seller, go find another one while you're working on this one deal. Because working on a deal, it takes maybe a few hours out of the week. Doesn't really take that much work. And most people just spend all of their time and energy on trying to close this one deal, when they don't realize if they just keep bringing in leads, they're going to find more leads, more sellers, motivated sellers. And a lot of times these deals that we close, it really it's between 3 and 6 hours worth of time that's actually put into closing the deal. Most of the times it's just jumping on the phone, meeting up with them in person, getting the contract signed, and then just getting buyers over to the house. There really doesn't take that much work, to be honest with you guys. The hardest work is finding these motivated seller leads. So if you just keep building up these leads, you're going to be able to close a lot more deals and have the perspective of more of a long-term strategy, rather than just doing whatever you can to make that quick buck. Because if you just focus on the quick buck, you're probably going to miss out on the actual quick buck. And so that's a big mentality thing, and really got to set up the mindset for it as well. And one thing that I talk to a lot of my students about that are inside of my different wholesaling programs is, it seems more and more, it's just, why are you doing this? Why are you trying to wholesale houses, and really derive what their purpose is? Why are you trying to wholesale a house? What is your intentions behind it? And if you really derive what the intentions and why someone is trying to do it, then you can kind of derive some sort of motivational mindset. So let's say that oh my gosh, I gotta pay my bills. If I don't pay my bills, then I'm gonna be in trouble. Then that's gonna be more motivating than, oh yeah, I just want to make money, because making money would be cool. So if you can create up some sort of artificial or some sort of legitimate reason why you need to go out there and wholesale a house quickly, you're gonna be able to close a deal a lot faster and make your first $5,000 no problem. And so now the second thing inside of here is the marketing tactic. There's a ton of different marketing tactics out there. And I really recommend that you just pick one. But if you're trying to close your first deal very quickly and you have no skills to work with, you have no idea what you're doing, you're super uncomfortable talking to people on the phone, especially meeting up with them on appointments, then my biggest recommendation for you is just to use some sort of free service like Craigslist, or I know a lot of people do Zillow. I personally haven't done Zillow. I just did Craigslist to get started and everything. And that's the best way to acquire the skills inside of real estate wholesaling. So if you're trying to get the skills for wholesaling, then what I recommend is that you go through Craigslist and call literally every single phone number, every single post inside of Craigslist, give them a call, get them on the phone, and just try to figure out if they're motivated. Qualify these leads. Find out what's a motivated seller and what isn't a motivated seller. This clear distinction of what the difference of the two is really the definition of wholesaling. You got to figure out who's a motivated seller, who isn't. And if you have no idea if they're a motivated seller or not, you're going to be wasting yourself a lot of time, because 95% of the people that you talk to, they're not motivated whatsoever. So you got to figure out that small 5% of people that you talk to are motivated sellers. And the way that you do this, you simply just qualify the leads. Just figure out the right questions to ask. And when you ask the right questions, you're going to figure out quickly whether or not they're motivated. And here's a clear hint real quick, is if they're asking you a lot of questions like, how'd you get my phone number, and why are you calling me, or whatever, the list goes on, then obviously they're probably not going to be a motivated seller. And so if they're just asking on top of that, if you can figure out your numbers and realize that, hey, they're asking pretty damn close to retail price, they're probably not a motivated seller. But if they're one of those people that's just oh my gosh, I need to sell my house right now, and if I don't sell it by this date, then I'm going to be in a lot of trouble, then those are the people that you're looking for. So you got to really target and really hone in on finding out who's motivated and who's not motivated. The people that aren't motivated, okay, thank you for your time. Call them later, maybe 90 days or so. And you don't need to waste your time on these people, because there's a lot of people, especially when you're talking for sell by owners, or people that just they're full of themselves thinking that they can sell their house for the maximum amount of price. It's pretty hard to convince these people to sell their house at a discount. You gotta negotiate with someone that's already selling it at a discount and just get it lower, versus trying to negotiate someone that's top dollar and trying to get them lower. That's pretty damn near impossible. So if the house is $200,000, they want $190,000, but you got to be around let's say 120, 130. it's going to be pretty impossible to get them down that extra $60,000 or $70,000. Just understand that. So don't go in there, especially if you have the numbers in front of you and you can figure out what the house is worth. You're going to be awesome. You're going to be doing great. Also, another recommendation on Craigslist, I really recommend that you call the for rent by owners, because those are more motivated sellers. And plus, you can build up your cash buyers list because some of these landlords want more properties for their portfolio. And so now the last thing, the most important part of real estate wholesaling and how to go out there and make your first $5,000 doing this business model is consistency. And this, I know this is one of those, like the first one that a lot of people hate hearing, but the best marketing strategy out there, the best way to go out there and make money doing this business is consistency. Just show up every day, put in the time, put in the hours, get better at your skills, go on appointments, get on phone calls with sellers, and consistently do it. If you're in one of those people that just jumps into it, and then if you don't get any success after a month and you give up, then you're obviously not in it for the long term. You're not in it for the long term. So if you understand that majority of the people that you talk to aren't willing to sell their house today at a discount, they're more likely to sell it later at a discount, then you're going to be in a lot better of a position understanding that, hey, I'm in it for the long term, not just the short-term gains. If you play it for the long term, you're going to have a lot more deals closed in the future. I still have deals to this day where I did marketing like a year ago and they're calling me up willing to sell their house at a discount. So just understand it's a long-term strategy. You will be able to close a few deals quickly if you just keep doing it and the more leads that you talk to, but majority of the deals that you close are from the long term, and you got to keep building up that pipeline in any way, shape, or form. And the way that you do that is by talking to more sellers. So whatever marketing strategy that you ultimately end up picking up, just consistently do it and try to do it for at least a few months. So like if you're doing bandit signs, buy a few hundred, put up however many you can, 50 a weekend, whatever it may be. Consistently try to put up as much as possible. But there's so many people you see put up bandit signs and then a month later they quit doing it. So if you do this over a few months and it's consistently popping up right there in that same spot, in that same street, in that same intersection, then obviously you're going to have more people notice it and more people getting on the phone with you trying to get to sell their house at a discount. You're going to find more motivated sellers. So do whatever you can to consistently do whatever you're trying to do as far as marketing, and that's where the results come from. Not from just those people that are just dipping their toes in the water, like just seeing how it actually feels. You got to put in the work. You got to be consistent. You got to have the right mentality and just pick a marketing stream and stay consistent with it. Don't change up your marketing stream just because you're not closing deals. There's always going to be a way to close deals, whatever marketing stream you're picking, and just be a little logical with it. Obviously, if it's like something stupid, like I can't come up with an idea at the moment, but just pick up one marketing strategy, stay consistent with it, and have the right mentality going into it that you're helping people out, and you got to find these people that are in a motivated situation. But that's my thoughts and opinions on you going out there to make the fastest way possible to $5,000. You just got to show up every day and put in the work and have the right mentality, and you will be able to go out there and make $5,000. So anyways, if you haven't already, join the fam, join the gang by hitting the subscribe button down below. Smash the like button if you got any value out of today's video. Also, big announcement for you guys, those of you that have been watching my channel or are interested, and those that are beginners for real estate wholesaling, at the end of this month, on February 28th at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'm going to be hosting a live webinar. So basically, I'm going to be jumping on and I'm going to give a case study as to how I closed my first real estate wholesale deal. So check out the link down below. I will have it somewhere in the description. Go check it out, register for it, and then I'm going to send you a link in the email. And then once the day comes around, we will get it all set up and everything. And also with this, I have the cap limited to only 200 people can jump inside there, can register and get a seat. So if you haven't already and you're watching this video, jump in right now, see if there's still availability open. I know it's gonna go quick because there's only 200 seats. We'll see if we can expand it, but as of right now, that's what the software limits me to. So anyways, I'm excited to see you guys all there. Make sure you check out the resources down below. But anyways, that's what I got for everybody. Like always, I'm uploading every day. So I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.